I'm Xaviera Simmons, and I'm one of the artists in the record. I constructed a road trip, and I went into different parts of North Carolina to sort of glean from the landscape different characters. So I sort of looked at the landscape to give me certain characters, and then I constructed these non-linear narratives in the landscape. When I was doing the project, I knew that I wanted to deal with landscape and sort of the history of some parts of North Carolina. And I knew that it was with the intention to make a vinyl record. So I knew that I was making narrative, sort of nonlinear narratives that were going to be made into songs. So after I made the photographs, I gave 15 musicians 2 photographs to write one song to. So they all wrote one song. We pressed those songs onto vinyl and then constructed an installation that includes the vinyl record, the music from the project, and the photographs. All of the artists that I chose, that I worked with were all my friends. There's anyone from Mac McCain from Merge Records. He's also the lead singer of Superchunk. To Tunde Adebempe, who's the lead singer of TV on the Radio. You have Jim James from My Morning Jacket, and then Ife Mora, and a bunch of other musicians who are just my close friends that I work with or I'm inspired by. When I was first approached by the curator, Trevor, he asked me, what would you like to do? And I have had a long history of DJing, and I've also had a long history of working with vinyl records, but I also, in New York, have a huge contingency of musicians, so I wanted to sort of combine the two. And North Carolina, is really rich musically, but I'm also very enamored by the landscape, so I felt like if I combined all those, I would somehow come up with something that worked. Whenever I make my work, there's sort of, it's a two-pronged process of improvisation and then also a knowing. So I construct I sort of know what kind of characters I want to work with. I sort of know mostly because I sketch beforehand, so I sort of know what kind of landscapes I'm interested in. And then, I looked at the U.S. Department of Highways and Byways and sort of like the scenic routes for sort of guidance, because the scenic routes are the most idyllic, and a lot of my photographs, especially during the period when I made this work, were really dealing with looking at the idyllic and who's pictured in the idyllic. And so I wanted to look at the contemporary idyllic and kind of, as we are instructed to look at, and sort of go from there. So we went all over North Carolina. The Outer Banks was a real big favorite, Kitty Hawk, etc. Oh, I chose all the photographs for them, so I sort of assigned them the photographs, and I think it was just sort of natural. It was I know their music, and I knew the work, and it just felt like a natural pairing, the works that they were given. And then they really wrote very, very true to the works. I felt very happy that they were very literal with their songs. So we collaborated with Merge Records, which is also based in North Carolina, and it was really exciting because I never made a vinyl record before, but I have a huge collection of vinyl records. So I learned the process of making an album, which is really exciting, and then we pressed 1,000 copies, of which the album was never for sale. It was to be listened to with the catalog so that they would both work in tandem. That was how I envisioned the record. So the record kind of came with the catalog, with the purchase of the catalog at the Nasher. The record is called Thunder Snow Road, which is also the name of my studio. So yeah, it's called Thunder Snow Road.